All right, update on the old XH Falcon panel van. So I've been doing some work in the background, a fair bit, just for cleaning. So I've been doing all the interior prep and cleaning and painting and getting everything ready to rock and roll to go back in. So a number of these were a bit damaged or needed repairs. So all these needed some sort of repair and repainting. So I've done all that. I've done all the carpet cleaning, scrubbed all the carpets, so they're all good to go as well. So they're all nice and clean now, both sets of carpet. So they're looking good. And the backing carpet and all the visors, so they're all been done, they've been cleaned and ready to rock and roll. So I found all the parts I need to get everything working. So yeah, so we've got everything I need to put it all back together. So I've been cleaning all the interior as well, so that's all been done and nice and clean. So I've done a service on all the seat belts, so they're both been serviced fully. So they're running in and out really nice. So yeah, so basically it's just going to be a matter of putting the old girl back together. So what I did, I also did all the back, I cleaned all the back out. So I got rid of all those old crappy stuff from backpacker days. So I cleaned all that out in there. Everything's nice and good and pretty now. So a few little things, I suppose I'll go through it. So yeah, when they put the windscreen back in, they've must have bumped or pounced or hit something, and that screen has bloody died again on me. So the little reflective glass piece has fallen down again, so I've got to pull that out again and swap it over again. So that's rather frustrating, but anyway, I don't know what they were doing, but anyway, it is what it is. So they must have had to fight to get that new windscreen in. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, after I did it, it was damaged. So anyway, I've got a spare, thankfully. So obviously I've got a little bit of work on the steering wheel, but I'm not going to worry about that, but I'm getting it wrapped in the future. So that won't be a problem. I'm just going to just put a steering wheel cover on that for now, and that will be fine for now. So yeah, so I went to do a start the other day, yesterday, and it just cranked and nothing. It just crank. So I went, oh no. So that was rather frustrating. So 2 weeks ago it worked fine. I put like 40 litres of fuel in it, and now it doesn't start. So it just cranks and doesn't start. So I went and did the usual fault finding thing. So I just pulled out number one and jammed a screwdriver in there and left a screwdriver on that and checked for spark while I cranked it, and she was all good. So I just wanted to check for fuel then, and the easiest place to check for fuel is on that. So I just cracked that open and cranked it again, and to see if there's any fuel going in the injector rails, and nothing. No fuel coming up. So the next easiest thing to do is to, obviously the pump. I went and had a listen to the pump while I put the ignition on, and I couldn't hear anything. So I took the plates off and all that, and I couldn't hear the pump run. So it was like, that's frustrating. So obviously the pump wasn't working. So the relay is under here for the fuel pump. So you'll see it, there's 3 relays. It's the green colored one underneath that. So they're just 3 bolts. Take that off and that just falls over that way. And you see the relay. So you'll put the finger on top of the relay, and you'll feel it click in as you turn the ignition on. So after that, a relay was working. So I went down there and just pulled the plug and put the little test light on it. And yeah, you turn the ignition on, the light comes on for about 2 seconds, and then it turns off, which is exactly the thing it should do. It's priming the system. So I pulled the pump out of there. Luckily on the XGs, they're quite simple. So these are held in by the normal old school way. oh sorry, and the XHs, they're on the old school way, whereas you look at the EFs, they've got that ring on them and they're a bungle to get off. So these are easy, just a bunch of screws and it just lifts out and comes out, no worries. I've still got to replace that quick connect there. You'll see that it's only a temporary setup at the moment. I've got the spare. I'm just going to put that back together when I do the pump. So yeah, I just put a test light on the pump as I started it, and yeah, no, she's getting voltage, everything's good, it's getting a good earth. Pump was stuff, so it measured like 2 ohms across the pump, which obviously she's knackered. So that's basically a quick fault finding process for the pumps. So what else? That's essentially it. Other than the finding parts, oh, these are hard to find parts on these XHs, especially the late model ones. There must be 2 versions of these things. To find a replacement one of these, I couldn't find them anywhere. I literally couldn't find anywhere. So all the ones I found in the wreckers were all broken off here, down the bottom. So whatever happens when they sit in there, the sun or the pressure, and they're all cracked across the bottom. So this one here was damaged at the top. So I've had to do a repair job on that, as you can see. It's the best I could do with the gear I had. And the other thing, the XH, they've got a short one of these. So you'll see on the XGs, they go all the way out, and the early XH, they go all the way out. So they're different. Whether it's a Series 2, I don't know, but they're bloody different to all the others. I don't know why you go to so much trouble changing for one model. But anyway, the other thing is, with these ones, finding replacement door trims, bloody difficult. So these have got the AU style bloody locks in them as well. So they got the AU style locks. Yeah, so these are a bloody nuisance to find. So I couldn't find a new set of these or a replacement set anywhere. So I've had to repair these ones. So this one had a whole section missing from here all the way across. It was all missing, all that. So I had to build a new section in, which I did. I just got some alloy and literally built, oh, sorry, the camera's upside down. I just put some alloy and just literally built a section in there, and that's just some sticky wrap just for now, and I'll get some good quality, get another layer over that shortly. So, but anyway, look, the job's there. It still looks all right. It's the best I can do with what I've got. The other thing, if you ever do need to remove these locks, they literally just pull them out by force. That's how they work. So the lock in there on the AU style, you just rip the lock out, and to separate this from the outer, so that goes on the door, that goes inside the door trim. They're just held in by these little tiny grooves there, and it's just brute force to pull them out. There's no clips, there's no nothing. So I've had to repair that one as well. I couldn't find anyone who'd sell me that without buying the whole door trim, which was really frustrating. So I've had to literally make it. It is what it is. I'll paint it the right color and all that shortly. So what else? It's stifling. It's Darwin. It's a horrendous time of year up here. It is absolutely stifling. So it's very, very difficult to work. Doing anything, you're drenched. So I've had to use that big air conditioner. And once the aircon works, once it cools down, the shed is beautiful. So anyway, road to rego. That's all I'm planning at this stage, to get the thing registered, and then I'll do stage 2 on it. The plans to get her all up and going. So I'll get it going properly, modify, have some fun with her. So at the moment, it's just get it registered. There's still a minor rear main on it, but I'm very confident once I get that 500 Ks up, it'll go away with that stuff I've put in it. It's the tiniest couple of drips. It's like irrelevant almost for a car with 220,000 on it. So I'm not worried about it one bit. The other thing on these, you can't finding a cover for that. impossible. I haven't been able to find one anywhere. Again, it's the late XHs are different. So that loom of electrical stuff is not on early ones, and it's not on XGs. So for whatever it is what it is. So anyway, everything's ready to literally go back in. So I've ordered a new fuel pump, won't be here for a week, but I've got heaps to do. I've got all the lights, I've got all the interior, all that to put in. So I've got heaps and heaps and heaps to do, which is good. Obviously the doors to go on and all that as well. So anyway, she's looking good. I'll get the tape deck going. It doesn't power up at the moment, but it did power up when I first got it. So there's probably just a wire loose in the back of it. So I'll pull that apart and get that tape deck going, because it's an old school Bluetooth one, so it'll do the job. So really, yeah, not much more to report. I know it's the same looking bloody car, which is frustrating. Got all my parts ready to go on the trolley, so they're rocking and rolling. And I will just get this thing registered. And then once that's done, I'll go through with everybody on my subscribers and all that, to actually what's next. So it's pretty cool, don't get me wrong, it's different, but it may not be to everyone's style, but it's like the stuff I like to do. So anyway, I hope that's good enough update. And so anyway, I've still got a few more weeks that I've got leave from me this time, so I'll be rocking and rolling. I'll be getting some hours on this thing, which is good. So I plan to get the thing registered in the next couple of weeks. So next couple of weeks I'll get it regoed, seats in, seat covers. She's rocking and rolling. So I'm leaving the paint like that. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm going to take it to rego before I wrap it, and I'll be blunt with them. I'll say I'm going to wrap it, but there's nothing wrong with registering a car without a layer of paint on it. The paint's still there. All I've done is got the stuff over the top, so the underpaint is still there, of course. So that's where I am. So that's where I'm up to. So cool. Righto. Well, I'll do some more regular updates now that I'm back and I've actually got time on my side. And we'll do some more updates and enjoy the videos as I get them done. No worries. I found a spare wheel too. I found a spare wheel, good spare wheel. That'll do the job. And I found those. I found the on eBay. I found the wheel winder as well. So I'm not sure if I told you that in other videos. So they're on eBay for like $20 or something. So cool. I've got a set of speakers to go in. So you know it'll be good. It'll be good. Righto. So I'll update as I put things back together. Yeah. Cool. Rock and roll. Thanks, Steve.